Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in today's market update. As always, I will prepare the chart for the upcoming week, explain which trade I will take on Bitcoin and the other crypto trading pairs that I have on my list. So if you're interested, stay tuned and let's jump in. So you can see we are clearly within this range here. This already could be a model 1 accumulation with the 1, 2 and 3, which can, and I'm looking at this range, that it will take out this range high prior to take out this range low. And here, zooming in, currently we are within a range. Within the range, you can see we are within supply, so we had some exhaustion coming up, an aggressive sell to buy on New York open on Monday here, or pre-New York, and went up, and since then we are ranging for the whole week. And now you can see we created some demand on the move up. You can see that we did not touch the range high. You can see here we front ran it, we created some demand, and now I would not call it compression, but it is some sort of a compression here because we are leaving lows and we are leaving the highs here. But yeah, this looks a bit ugly, but technically speaking, it is compressing here in premium of the range. I would like to take out this demand. Therefore, we have an accumulation model here potentially that takes out this weekend lows and we leave the weekend highs. We get the accumulation, we push our price higher and maybe distribute here. It comes down for an extended tap, completes the model and then sells off. Okay, I have shown it many times where I traded it on Solana right here. So you can see our 1, 2, 3 accumulation, technical target hit, distribution coming into the range high, sell off and price went lower. Okay, I would expect something like this, but in this playbook you can see I'm more looking at this from a distribution that creates a higher time frame third tap. So it's a lower time frame model 1, higher time frame model 2, or model 1 going over into model 2, whatever you want to call it. And then you can trade this and then look for some sort of distribution, accumulation going over into a distribution. Okay, this means this can go up here and retest and go lower. So you have your deviation here below. You can trade the accumulation and then you have your distribution. Yeah. This is what often happens, that you get price action like this. Obviously, this can be disrespected, and let me clean this up a bit. This can be disrespected and obviously maybe accumulate, as I said, and go up and create the exhaustion coming up and then doing something like this. This is more like the Solana playbook that I was referring to. So this demand can create the lower high, a higher low for a higher high. Okay. So this is mainly the playbook on Bitcoin, a potential local accumulation that pushes price higher into a local distribution to create a higher time frame accumulation that pushes price up to the range high, maybe even further. I don't think that it will reach the 72k level, but it can obviously. And then price goes lower coming into the new month. This is what I think, that we see some more relief before the continuation lower. I do think that if we get the continuation lower, that you should pay attention in this price region, and I will start buying coming into the low 50s and below, and buying more when it goes lower. Obviously it can go lower, so therefore you have to look and to position yourself accordingly, and obviously risk only what you are willing to lose. What I personally like to do, I'm sure, or I'm planning to buy Bitcoin spot. Therefore I have a capital that I want to risk on Bitcoin spot with invalidation. But yeah, I talked about some other crypto investors about this that are also multiple years trading crypto spot and leverage, and they buy Bitcoin without an invalidation, because they say, yeah, we don't need that if you don't trade with leverage. So what I am going to do, I'm going to spot buy down. If we go lower, buy more, and I have a fixed amount that I want to buy. And what I really like to do is to use some sort of a DeFi protocol and to do a little leverage, like 1.5 to 2x leverage, and there I have an invalidation. Okay, so this is what I like to do, so I can have more upside. And I live in Germany, therefore if I hold the crypto for more than 1 year, it's completely tax-free. And if I do it like this on a DeFi protocol, it is 100% tax-free, and therefore I can use leverage without paying taxes after 1 year. Yeah, so that's a little cheat code that I'm using. And yeah, enough of the jab. This is what I'm looking on Bitcoin. On USDT, we pretty much have the same TA. So we are within this distribution, and you can see some sort of exhaustion coming down, a fake break, as I often say. You get this fake break here. Let me make it clean. You get this fake break, and then you get the ranging price behavior. So this is pretty much, sorry, let me take a sip of my coffee. So this is pretty much what we often get: fake break, the PS, and the tab 1, tab 2, and tab 3. Okay, this is actually a nice playbook, but here, the same as on Bitcoin, we don't have a second tab, but this is how the range is developing. I can see a order block here, structure supply. Yeah, therefore we have the same. We can locally distribute here to create the accumulation, and an accumulation here means that we get a distribution on Bitcoin, obviously. But yeah, you can see crypto is overall a bit slower now. Volatility is drying out, and people are actually losing interested in crypto, so this is the time where you have to pay extra attention and put extra the work, so you don't miss when it happens. Because when USDT takes out the all-time high here, I'm straight up buying Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the plan. You can, no financial advice obviously, but this comes with experience. I have seen ranges like this, price action like this so many times. You can see taken out high, taken out high, taken out high. Maybe it goes even higher once more and then puts in some ranging price behavior like this around these price levels. You don't need to catch the exact bottom if you trade spot. If you obviously want to trade leverage, you need your proper confirmations. This is what I'm waiting for. So on ETH, ETH is moving very slow too. You can see there's not much happening here, taking out lows. Here we had the SMT with Bitcoin, where Bitcoin was locally speaking accumulating, and ETH did not take out the low, but ETH is already hitting the technical target, where Bitcoin is not at the technical target. So therefore we have to see what happens if Bitcoin pushes higher once more. This can push up higher once more, and then we can actually use this as our extreme liquidity, and then look if it wants to go for a higher time frame accumulation that can push price up to 2.5K, for example. Yeah, and there were some interesting models that already played out. So you can see here on XRP and SUI, there were very clean distribution models. I did not take them because I was looking the World Cup. Yeah. So yeah, here you can see 1, 2, 3, and I already journaled them, but here we had the very clean break. Yeah. You enter on this candle, stop loss. Very nice 5.3 RR. Same on SUI. I will go over it in a minute, but you can see it is setting up for a nice accumulation, but it has to happen in the very near future, because the time displacement between here and here should be respected, and it has till, well, it has some days, so maybe it wants to accumulate and squeeze up higher. But this is what I'm looking for, a sweep of one of these liquidity levels with a clean break targeting this. On Sol, it's actually the same, a sweep of one of these lows here, and break of structure and targeting the range high. But these are pretty high time frame. This means that Bitcoin actually have to get a move higher, because this is like a 60% move. I don't think that will happen like this, okay? Because I would be cautious. I would want a local range here where you come down. Okay, sweep the liquidity and maybe even go for a model like this, where you can take profit at the technical target and then leave a runner for higher. Okay, in this environment I don't like to play high time frame ranges like this that are pretty much ranging since 160 days in this range here, when Bitcoin is not clear for me. So if Bitcoin does a clear accumulation here, then you can try it. And yeah, I wanted to go over the Sui trade. It was very, very clean, as you can see already. And even you had here your local model like this. Let me see what. Yeah. So you enter here on the next candle, stop loss here. And this is a perfect example what I wanted, or what I said on Solana. Let me invert it so Solana right now has a 1, has a 2, and is around these price levels. And now you can see that price sweeping some of these lows was creating an own range coming for the model to point of interest. So again, you have here your 1, 2, 3, a break. You can de-risk here and leave a runner. Obviously this only was a 2.3% move, so I would play it like this without de-risking. But let's say you get something like this on Solana and your stop loss is a bit tighter. Let's say it's like a 7 RR to the technical target. From the local model, you can take out the maybe 50%, 70%, and then leave the rest for a higher time frame. And if you see exhaustion coming up, you can always de-risk. Or even hedge your position with a counter trade. Okay, this is what I like to do in current environments, because Bitcoin is neutral for me. You can say that shorts are a bit counter context with Bitcoin being in an accumulation. But yeah, this is subjective, but I'm not that interested in higher time frame shorts, and I'm not that interested in higher time frame longs. If Bitcoin reaches the technical target, price for me personally is neutral. Right now it's kind of neutral because it is just ranging. If I see clear exhaustion coming up, this would be in favor for altcoins shorts. And yeah, we have to wait and see what happens. Don't FOMO in positions. Don't enter trades that are mediocre. And yeah, keep watching the charts, keep grinding, keep looking. And I think that there are great times ahead of us. So mark these levels, put your alerts, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions or you want me to do TA on some altcoins, you can write a comment and I will try to do TA on this pair on the next video. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay grateful. Have a nice Sunday. And don't forget to reflect and journal on the week and prepare the chart for the upcoming week. Have a good day. Bye.